we are now joined on the show by PAOCC spokesperson Winston Casio. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, good morning. Good morning to all our viewers today.
Okay, una-una po, no, just curious, what led the PAOCC to take a closer look at these online lending apps? And tell us more about that link to POGOs.
Well, for one, a few of our kababayans went to PAOCC a few months back. I guess late December, kung ako nagkakamali. And they were kind of alarmed and anxious as to the number of threats that they were receiving from third-party collecting agencies. Basically, ang ginagawa po kasi ng mga online lending apps is once a particular borrower is unable to pay the loan, they're being transferred to a third-party collection agency, and those collecting agencies are the ones who perform the so-called abusive collection practices. So I suggested to our director that we open a specific email to be able to receive all of these complaints. And mind you, as of last Sunday, we already received around 15,000 complaints,
Wow.
online complaints. So since yesterday, we have already received nearly 100 face-to-face complaints with signed affidavits.
And what led to the speculation that these may be linked to the Philippine offshore gaming operators?
We raided one online lending app early February, and that particular lending, although the case was thrown out by the City Prosecutor's Office of Makati, nevertheless, our investigation of the application led us to other applications and businesses which may be connected to a particular Chinese company who is linked to a former offshore gaming operation. And we've also seen the trend, Gretchen, if you'd allow me, we've also seen the trend of other online apps that are linked to former POGOs and Chinese nationals. Generally, those companies that are associated to former POGO owners and Chinese nationals are the ones conducting these abusive collection practices. It's almost the same template as the former POGOs.
And then these former POGOs are operating these online lending apps from abroad? Because you're doing a manhunt for these POGOs, right? And then deporting them already.
The only real issue here, Gretchen, is the financiers, the foreign nationals who own these lending apps are several steps away from the actual operation. So it's really difficult to be able to catch them. But what we find are digital footprints that lead us to the real beneficial owners of these companies. Kaya we're very happy that SEC is very adamant in closing down lending companies, online lending apps that are not only abusive but are unable to fulfill their reportorial duties as mandated by our Securities and Exchange Commission law.
Okay, maaari po bang malaman kung magkano po nagre-range itong usual borrowing by Filipinos in these platforms?
Generally, you could start as low as 5,000, 2,000 pesos, and then the interest of your loan could balloon up to 4 million pesos. In fact, there is a complainant who filed a complaint last Monday. Basically because her loan has ballooned to 4 million pesos due to accrued interest. There are many questionable practices by these online lending applications, Gretchen. For one, nag-a-apply ka pa lang, you have yet to fully submit all the requirements, so to speak. They already download the quote-unquote loan amount to your GCash or to whatever applications you have, or to your bank account. So, and the truth of the matter is, in as much as we don't have an anti-usury law anymore, the interest could be very exorbitant. So your loan amount could be, say, the principal is 10,000 pesos, but they download less than 6,000 or 7,000 pesos to your account. then the collection practices raises alarm, as your headline states, no? Kasi if you're able to pay at a certain date, no, not even at a certain date, days prior to the actual date that you are to pay the loan amount, nagpapadala na po sila ng mga harassment eh. In fact, last year, there was someone who came here to our office. Ang sabi nung mama, pinadalhan po siya ng kabaong sa bahay niya.
Wow. Oo.
So, really terrible. The collection practices are really terrible.
Okay, can you walk us through how first the whole process? No, the first step would be how Filipinos get lured into these online lending apps. Saan po ba nakikita yan? Meron po ba sila mga ads online? How are these apps discovered?
For one, they're all over social media. They're all over the internet, so to speak. They pay sponsored ads over social media, and ang dali kasi, the real lure is that they don't ask for collateral, Gretchen. No, it's very difficult to get a collateral-free loan from our regular financing institutions. Alam natin yan. You cannot go to the bank and get a 50,000, 100,000 loan without providing some semblance of a collateral. Dito wala. No? Dito wala. So they're all over Apple Play Store and Google Play Store. They're all over it. So you can easily download them. You send 1 or 2 identification cards. Then you provide a reference, quote unquote, a guarantor. And the worst of it is, they ask for access from your mobile contacts and from your social media contacts. No? In the guise of conducting background investigation, when in fact it's not background investigation they're doing, but rather a collateral for them, so that in the event that you're unable to pay the loan, ayun, harassment ang tatanggapin mo kasi
Papahiyain ka
all
na.
your contacts will receive the harassment, so to speak.
Okay. And then, how much is the interest on these loans? Declared interest?
That's the tricky part here, Gretchen, because we don't have an anti-usury law anymore. They could charge as an interest as low as 10% to as high as 40% and 50%. That's why it is very important for our kababayans who patronize these online lending applications to always look at the fine print of the digital contract that they are entering into. Pag pinirmahan nila, pumayag sila sa 30% interest, 40% interest, then wala na po, huli na po sila.
But what's more alarming is what you mentioned a while ago, na minsan hindi ka pa tapos mag-apply dun sa loan mo, ay ipapadalhan ka na ng pera sa GCash mo o sa e-wallet mo. Paano po yun? And how do you guard yourself against that when you just have your wallet and you don't have control over who sends you money?
Precisely. And that is a matter of fact because one of our staff here in PAOCC, nung nagki-case build up po kami neto, pinaka-usapan namin siya kasi siyang case officer netong kasong ito. Sabi nung aming isang kapwa-director, sige, mag-apply ka nga, hindi pa po siya tapos, nag-download na siya. The question, how do you guard from these practices? For one, you really need to go to the website of the Securities and Exchange Commission. They have a list of online lending apps that are legitimate. No? That's the first thing. Go through the SEC website and check if the application that you're applying a loan from is legitimate or not. Be that as it may, there are also instances that even legitimate, quote-unquote, legitimate online lending apps are also into these particular dubious practices. For example, Digido is a licensed online lending app, but the Securities and Exchange Commission have called their attention in as much as they were able to open 4 different applications without a certificate of authority coming from the SEC. Uh, Going back to your question, how do we guard ourselves from this particular dubious practices? Really, there is no foolproof, there is no fail-safe manner by which we could guard ourselves. Siguro ang may papayo ko sa mga kababayan natin, aside from looking at the SEC list of allowed online lending applications, is they should look at the reviews, they should look at the social media chatter. Ano bang sinasabi ng kapwa nila mga nag-i-interest umutang sa mga oras na ito? Look at the chatter. Kung may kita mo naman kung medyo negatibo yung sinasabi, sapagkat merong mga grupo, there is a movement known as United All Victims Movement na siyang katuwang namin at saka ng SEC sa pag-flag down dito sa mga oras na ito. Magtiyaga lang po, huwag agad-agad paluloko ng mag-download, utang agad. Look at the chatter.
Paano ho kung wala po kayong kaalam-alam at bigla po kayong pinadalhan ng pera and then they start harassing you? Even if you did not willingly click through this online lending apps, what should a user do in event of harassment? And yun nga po, yung walang kaalam-alam, pinadala ng pera tapos pinapabayad kahit, how do you deal with that situation?
Well, 2 things. Kapag pinadalhan ka na po at hinaras ka na po, report to PAOCC, report to SEC, and report to the PNP. Kami pong tatlong magkakatuwang dito sa one-stop shop na ito, laban sa mga abusive lending application na ito. Go to us. We are here Mondays to Fridays and in some instances, even on weekends. In fact, ngayong Sabado, we're organizing another mass reporting or mass filing. Second, kung medyo... pero ang pinaka-importante dito is think before you click. Yun po talagang pinaka-importante nito. Sapagkat hindi ka naman po mapapadalhan ng ganitong mga abusive na mga collection practices and so on and so forth if you did not provide them your social identifiers. Ito pa po yung isang problema these online lending apps abuse you by sharing your social identifiers. Your social identifiers are private data. No? They don't have the liberty to share it to just about anybody and allow those people to abuse you through those social identifiers. So, just think before you click. That's my basic advice to everybody out there.
I want to go to the data that is being used to harass. What comprises that data usually? Hindi po ba napakadaling humugot na lang din ho sa social media accounts? Kung wari, titignan po yung mga post ninyo, hulaan kung saan kayo nakatira, kung sino yung mga connections po ninyo. Hindi po ba yun ang ginagamit for harassment?
Well, you're able to do that because you provide them access to your social media accounts. Basically, ang sabi ko nga po, that is the guarantee that they have that you would pay the loaned amount because you allow them access to your social media accounts.
Yung mga pinost nyo lang po willingly online without allowing them access but they are published online.
Well,
nagagamit po ba yun?
If they do, yes, they do that, Gretchen. And if they do that, you should complain, and we will provide you assistance to be able to make the necessary complaint before the National Privacy Commission because that is a violation of the Data Privacy Act. Truth be told, meron ho talagang ganoong mga nangyayari din po.
Okay, so for those who are watching us now, what should we be careful about posting online? Like what information we give out that could lead to this victimization and harassment?
Well, what I always tell people online is this: stop posting ATM at the moment. That's one. That puts you in danger because people will be able to locate you where you are. That's one. Second, stop posting your addresses. no? Stop posting your house, stop posting your social activity that would identify your location, your house, your family, and so on and so forth. And lastly, I would caution our kababayan from posting pictures of our minor children, in as much as not only online lending apps could be able to use this against you, but there are so many sexual predators out there who simply capture the picture and use that in other not so uh, in very fiendish way, so to speak, no? So be careful with what you post. Basta yung una pong pinaka-importante, stop posting at the moment in relation to other possible criminals, at the moment pictures. Second is, uh, don't be don't provide too much information about your life. Kasi kukunin po nila yan, yung mga online lending apps. If you say that you're working at this particular company, chances are they will send uh, yun nga, pwede kayong padalahan ng kabaong, ng bulaklak ng patay doon sa inyong bahay, kaya doon sa inyong place of occupation, place of work. So, just be very cautious and careful with what we post online.
Okay, bilang panghuli po, how do we contact the one-stop help desk of the PAOCC and the SEC and the PNP?
Two possible ways. One is you could come to our physical location. We are at 50 Williams Street, corner FB Harrison in Pasay City. We are open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. In some instances, we would open the one-stop shop on a Saturday. Second, if you're unable to come to our physical location, simply send first your concern to our email addresses or to our Facebook page, to our social media page. Then we will take a look at the number of complainants at a possible location, and we will contact the local SEC and contact the local PNP to be able to assist us to get your signed affidavits from your physical location.
Okay, all right. And what is the Facebook page of PAO?
Simply key in Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, and you'll find us on Facebook.
All right, it is quite an alarming issue with 15,000 complainants, as you mentioned earlier.
15,
15,000 complainants. We hope we get to catch the culprits of this and stop this from happening. Maraming salamat. Thank you for shedding light and clarity on that issue. We have PAOCC spokesperson Winston Casio joining us on Morning Matters today.
Thank you.